feel you know every pentatonic box, but your solos still sound flat? It's a problem that I see in tons of intermediate guitarists. But Slash's 4-step Gunner's formula from November Rain will make your solos more melodic and expressive. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn those same old shapes into epic solos that actually turn heads. But let's start with step 1, that transforms aimless noodling into real, memorable music. Here's the big problem. Most players learn every pentatonic box, but when it's time to solo, their fingers just wander, and the result sounds more like an exercise than music. Now, Slash reportedly refined the solo from an earlier improvisation, but for students on my intermediate program, I find that they do much better if they have a plan. So let's keep it stupidly simple. Start by composing the solo in one shape that you actually know really well. For most people, it'll be this one. Slash adds this note to the F major pentatonic scale, which if you've watched my other videos, I mention all the time is a note which is great for making any solo sound more melodic. So for this solo, it would be here. That's your home turf, and once you've nailed the killer melody there, then and only then you can start dipping into the other boxes for those spicy extras, slides, bends, and all that special Slash sauce. Now here's the same melody but made more expressive by playing it in this adjacent box. And that's how you go from running a scale to actually sounding musical. By composing in the shape you know, it's like a famous chef. Sure, he could whip up hundreds of decent dishes, but when it really matters, he sticks to his signature dish and then adds the secret ingredients. So now you have a melody that actually sounds like music, but even the tastiest phrase can vanish if a listener only hears it once. And that brings us to the next crucial ingredient. Most intermediates can come up with the occasional decent motif, but then move on far too quickly. But if you play a great phrase only once, your listener just won't remember it. Look at November Rain. Slash doesn't just toss out a cool lick and then move on. He hammers that motif home. Not once. Not twice. But 3 times. That's not an accident, that's how you tattoo a melody onto your audience's brain. But how do you use this sorcery? So if you stumble upon a nice phrase, play it again. By the second time, your audience is hooked and you've established your call, and now you've got something to build on. A musical anchor in a sea of noodling. From here you can start messing around, add a twist, move it up the neck, throw in a bend or slide. Because you've repeated that phrase, your audience already knows where the home base is. You're not just soloing, you're telling a story. Repetition is the secret sauce. It's why we repeat choruses in songs. Slash does it like the legend he is. He reels you in with a hook, and when your attention starts to wander, he starts bringing you back. But once you've nailed that hook, the real magic comes next, and that's when you start using that hook to take your listener on a wild ride. After learning a few boxes, most intermediates shift around with no clear goal why. November Rain is a masterclass in epic solo movement. It's 16 bars and almost a minute. The first 8 bars are in the mid-range, establishing the melodic hook. This is what we've already looked at. The next 4 bars climb up the neck, building intensity. The solo then comes back down. And then goes up for the epic finale. It's a classic formula, this establish, move up, and then move back down. So this is how you can apply it. When composing your solo, think in zones. So you can start mid-neck for your main theme. So I'm using the F major pentatonic with that extra note like Slash does. So you can have something like and then you move up, and now you're higher, and then you move down, and then you finish back where you started. And moving up and back is a simple way to make your solo tell a story. But of course, it's not just about where you go on the neck, it's about how you connect every note along the way. And this is where this next technique comes in. So quick recap. So far we've covered how to compose a melodic solo. You stick to one box that you know best, you repeat your hook so it sticks, and then you start moving between the zones. But here's the one thing, composition is only half the battle. The other half? Execution. In step 1, I showed you how to use different boxes that will let you add bends and for extra expression. And that's one way to make your solos come alive. But here's another even more beautiful trick the Slash uses to make his line sound smooth and almost vocal-like. So let me show you. I could play this descending melody in this box. And it's fine, but listen to how Slash does it. He plays the same notes, but all on one string. Instantly, it's smoother and way more engaging. Most intermediates become super locked into their boxes, which can make solo sound choppy or disconnected. And intermediates really struggle to make something expressive with these boxes when you're just playing it up and down. But adding things like playing on a single string and using hammer-ons and pull-offs helps you really connect the notes. This makes your playing sound more fluid and also contrasts it with other playing. Or it's almost like you're singing through your guitar. It's a creative choice that adds both interest and expression to your solos. So there you have it, the 4-step Gunner's formula straight from Slash's playbook, so you too can now become a rock god. It was the 90s, don't judge. So here's a complete playthrough with a breakdown. And if you want to understand the melodic tricks that one of Slash's heroes, Jimi Hendrix, used to make his solo sound epic, I'd watch this video next.